Today is day 4 of the 72 IG implementation program, and today we have 2 videos available. Let's start with a summary of day 3's training. In day 3, we talked about why you should get used to strangers. Then we talked about the 72 IG funnel, the sampler and pre-sale content, and of course the HOPCC formula for engineering your sampler or pre-sale content. So let's go to our reminder, which is to remind you about what you have to be doing as an affiliate. And that is, your responsibility is to recommend helpful products to people who need them or who are interested in them and can afford them. Alright? Today we're going to be talking about the following. We're going to be talking about the gun to the head technique and how to use it, the David Ogilvy sampler art technique, the sampler article technique using what is called a book review style, and then the types of lead magnet to give away on your opt-in page, and then engineering your opt-in page and your thank you page. Let's start with the gun to the head technique. And I originally learned about the gun to the head technique from Gary Halbert. According to him, Gary was at a point in his life when everything he tried to make money was failing. Then one day he sat up and thought to himself, if a gun were pointed at me and I had to create one campaign, just one campaign, that has to be successful and make a lot of money, or else I would be shot, what will I do? Then what he did was that he sat down and he used that gun to the head attitude to create a campaign that became very successful and made him about $70 million. Since I learned about this, I've always applied this gun to the head technique to creating my campaigns. For example, back in 2010, I borrowed 50k from one man, and I told the man I was going to pay him 150k back over the next 3 months. And I actually said it so that he could give me the money. But when he gave me the money, I realized that I couldn't fuck it up. I had to make it happen. So I sat down and used the gun to the head attitude to create a campaign that made me 25k a day when it was running. Within the first 6 weeks, I paid him back 150k, and he was surprised. So what is this gun to the head technique and how do you use it? This gun to the head technique is the answer to the question, if you had to do X, Y, Z, if you had to do something once and not fail, what will you do and how will you do it? For example, if you had a gun pointed at your head and you have only 30 days to create an online business that makes 750k, or you will be shot, what will you do? Now, just to be clear, the gun to the head technique is not a magic technique. It won't give you magical powers to do what you don't already have the knowledge or skill to do. For many people, they will really be shocked if they are asked that question. What this technique helps you to do instead is that it helps to put you in the right attitude so that you can think clearly, so that you can come up with an almost perfect plan and execute that plan smoothly. So to use this gun to the head technique, there are 3 things involved. The first one is that it only works when you have the knowledge and skills to execute what you want to do. Then number 2, you can only use systems and formulas that are proven, which means you have to model after the best people. Then number 3, you have to leave no room for mistakes and errors. So one of the things we discussed on day 3 is how you can create sampler and pre-sale content ads for your campaign. But since we're talking about gun to the head right here, how can you create a no-fail sampler or pre-sale content ad for your campaign? Number 1, by no-fail I mean it has to work. Number 2, the way you do it is by modeling after the best people. And number 3, since this is about advertising, the best person we can model after is the person that is known to be the father of advertising. And this father of advertising is a man known as David Ogilvy. He is now late, but when this man was alive and when he was active, this man created campaigns that brought in billions of dollars for the various products they were promoting for their clients. If you want to learn more from David Ogilvy, you can buy his books from Amazon. Two of his books that are really good are, number one, Confessions of an Advertising Man and Ogilvy on Advertising. So what can we learn from this man, from this father of advertising? Let's look at some of his adverts. Many people believe that the advert you are looking at right now is his best advert. He wrote this advert to generate new clients for his advertising agency. And this advert brought them loads and loads and loads of clients. As at the time he ran this advert, people were not even used to this type of advert. This advert was full of very valuable information about advertising, and it was giving it away for free. This is exactly what I refer to as sampler content type of advert in the day 3 training. What this type of advert does is it demonstrates that you are an expert at the topic being discussed. This advert is really long and I can't fit everything in here, but let's say the most important part of the adverts. He starts the advert with a compelling headline which says how to create advertising that sells. Can you see that? How to create advertising that sells. This advert is sure to attract the attention of the people he wants to attract, which are business people. Someone who is a doctor or a teacher or a fisherman won't be interested in reading this advert, and that's okay. It's not for them. This is an advert for people who are into business. Let's see what he does next. He starts the advert by writing a statement of positioning that says Ogilvy and Mather has created over $1.4 billion worth of advertising and spent $4.9 million tracking the results. Here, with all dogmatism of brevity, are 38 of the things we have learned. Did you see what he did with that statement? He just told the reader that, see, we are the big deal in advertising. We don't play around, and you should listen to us if you want big results with your advertising. Now, let's say you wanted to quickly scan the content before. You will now want to pay more attention to it because this is coming from an authority. Another thing he did with this positioning is that by mentioning big numbers like $1.4 billion, he has successfully scared away small business owners who won't have the budget to pay him. In this advert, this positioning statement of his is also his opening statement. Let's look at more of his adverts. This one says, how to advertise travel. And again, he starts with a headline to attract the right people. Here he is trying to attract people who are into the travel business. And next, he gives us his positioning or preframing statements. Then he starts the ad with an excellent opening statement. Let's look at another one. This one says, how to create corporate advertising that gets results. And once again, he does the same thing. He starts with a compelling headline, a strong opening statement, and a positioning statement to get readers to see him as the real deal. So let's look at the entire formula he is deploying in all these adverts. All the adverts have a compelling headline. They have an opening statement. They have a positioning statement. And what he does with the main content in all his adverts is to give out very useful information in form of lists like number 1, number 2, number 3, step 1, step 2, step 3. And at the end of each advert, it gives a call to action for people who want more to request for more information. And this is similar to what we are doing with the 72 IG funnel. If you read his ad and you didn't know David Ogilvy before and you read one of his adverts, you will definitely be dying to get more information from him about advertising. Let's look at a few examples of how he displays the call to action at the end of the adverts. In this one, he simply says, Ogilvy and Mather has a comprehensive 1-hour slide presentation on corporate advertising. If you would like to see it, please write on your letterhead to one of these Ogilvy offices, and then their addresses are there. He also did something similar here, which is about asking people who want more information to write to them. And this is how things were done in the pre-internet days. This is the same thing you are doing at the end of your sampler or pre-sale content when you tell people to go to your opt-in page to sign up for more information. What I have done is to adjust the David Ogilvy ad formula a bit so that you can use it when running your ads on Facebook. So when using this formula on Facebook, instead of saying how to create advertising that sells, you can say today's post is about how to create advertising that sells. This basically combines the headline and the opening statement. Then you follow the other three parts of the formula, which are the positioning, the main content, and then the call to action. You can also use this same formula to write pre-sale content when you become very good at it. For instance, there was one I successfully ran on Facebook that said how one product from China can transform your life. Eventually, Facebook disapproved it because I said your life. What I have done for you is to put together about 6 of David Ogilvy's ads in case you want to go through them. You can download it as a PDF in the resources section of day 4. You can also download the second PDF where I explained the Ogilvy ad formula using my advert about how one product from China can save your life. Let me also show you another sampler or ad content that is called a book review style. This book review style for creating ad content is where you position the book you are promoting as very valuable by sharing some valuable content from it. You come from the angle of a researcher or from someone who discovered the valuable information and is so excited to share it. So what you are doing here is that you are sharing a part of the book that is very valuable in your advertisement. Then at the end, you simply specify that the content you just shared is from a book titled XYZ by, then you put the name of the author. Then you also insert a call to action to get the book. And by the way, this isn't only for books. You can use this for any educational product like online classes or online programs. Let's look at some examples. This one says, 3 lies I used to believe about money that kept me broke. And this is an ad I ran back in 2017 that worked very well. 3 lies I used to believe about money that kept me broke. That is the headline. And people who are serious about their finances will want to read it. Then it starts with an opening statement, which is also the positioning statement in this case. As someone who grew up in an average Nigerian family, I didn't learn much about money growing up. The pre-frame or positioning here is the likability approach. Majority of people actually grew up in average families, so they can relate to that statement. Then you talk about the main content in a way that sounds valuable. And at the end, you simply say something like, I learned what I shared here from a book by Tony Yamotojo, who is one of Nigeria's top coaches on personal finance. The book is titled, How to Turn Yourself into a Life-Breathing Cash Machine. To get a copy of the book and some amazing bonuses, click here. Then you put in your opt-in URL. This call to action says 3 things. It tells the reader that this is just a small part of the awesome content in that book. It tells them that the author of the book is a widely respected authority. Then it tells them how they can get the same book. Let's look at another example. This one says how to find customers with big money using social media. It also starts with the same opening statement and positioning formula like the other example. It says, as someone who sells high-priced commodities online, my main problem has always been about finding customers with money. As you can see right here, other people who sell high-priced commodities online will be able to easily relate with this. Then the conclusion part says, I learned what I shared here from a 7-day social media training by Tony Yamotojo, who is one of Nigeria's top internet marketing coaches. The program is titled Social Media Hero. Now I just formed this. I don't have any program called Social Media Hero. He is currently giving away the program at a discount. To get the program at a discount, use this link. With this ad formula, with this review style formula, you can also easily attract people who have it in mind to buy. I hope this has helped you better. Now, you may have to watch this video twice to really get everything I have explained. With that said, you can now move on to day 4, video 2.